Hey you guys, it's Elena. So for today's video, I bring you another skincare review. I've been doing a lot of these because you guys seem to be enjoying it so much more. I've been getting so many DMs on Instagram about skincare related things. It's just so cool to know that you guys really like my reviews and you really trust my opinion. So I'm really grateful for that. But before we get into this video, be sure to hit the subscribe button and turn on the post notification bell to be notified every time I post a new video. So for today's video, we are going to be reviewing the Good Molecule skincare line, not the entire line, but a lot of their products. Just because it's going to be so much information that I'm going to be throwing at you, I'm going to split this video into two parts. I put the topics that I'm going to be talking about today in the description box below, and the second part will also be linked down below. If you guys want to see that video, make sure to turn on the post notification bell so you don't miss when I post the second part. We're going to be talking about everything from the skincare products, my personal experience with the products because I have used every single one of these products that I'm going to be talking to you about today. We're also going to be talking about the brand itself and my conclusion overall with the product and the brand. I put Good Molecules to the test. I did a lot of research on ingredients and I'm going to give you a really good overview of each product. So let's get on with it. Good Molecules is starting to pop up everywhere. You might have seen them on Instagram ads or just like people promoting them in general. So let's get into a bit of the nitty-gritty when it comes to the ingredients and the formulation. The first thing that we're going to talk about is the Niacinamide Brightening Toner. I actually don't have it because I used it all up. It's $14 for 4 fluid ounces. It contains a lot of brightening ingredients like niacinamide, which is the third ingredient of the list. It contains 3% niacinamide. Niacinamide is one of those ingredients that is just so versatile and so good for a whole lot of skin concerns. It does a really good job with improving your overall complexion, overall texture. It helps reduce the look of fine lines, wrinkles, enlarged pores, dullness as well, and balances out the oil production. So this is really good for people who wear makeup throughout the day and you notice a lot of oiliness on your T-zone, just that excess oil that really breaks apart the makeup, which results into a shorter lifespan of your makeup. When I put on makeup, I want it to last a long time, so it kind of gets in the way when my skin is really oily that day. Niacinamide is really good to help control those oils. For the sixth ingredient, we have ethyl ascorbic acid, which is basically vitamin C's like hotter sister. It just performs a lot better. It's more stable. It's really well known to be such a good whitening / brightening ingredient. It really helps even out your skin tone. It's a great collagen booster, anti-aging. It also has antioxidants in there too. For the eighth ingredient, we have arbutin. Arbutin has an increasing amount of research showing its efficiency to really brighten the skin. It's formulated without alcohol, parabens, and essential oils. It's also very minimal with the ingredients, but just because an ingredient list is more on the minimal side doesn't always mean it's the best. It really matters about the formulation, but it's really good for people who are just starting out with skincare. So in my experience, I used this for about 4 or 5 weeks until I ran out of it. I would use it about 2 to 3 times a day, depending on like how much I felt like I needed. It's a little on the thicker side because it does contain a lot of glycerin. I believe it's the second ingredient. I prefer my toners to be more on the watery side because I just feel like it absorbs a lot quicker on my skin since it's something that I put right after I wash my face. So it's just a little preference of mine. What I noticed when I was applying this on my skin, it was very hydrating. I also noticed that it slightly helped with maintaining my oil production as well, so I didn't get too excessively oily throughout the day because I've been using skincare for a long time and I've built so much of a tolerance to a lot of ingredients. I definitely think that my skin craves stronger ingredients or more of like a high potency of niacinamide. It's not necessarily bad that it's on a lower concentration of niacinamide. It's actually pretty good for people who are just starting out with skincare and who want to just get introduced to niacinamide. If you just crave stronger ingredients in general, I definitely say find a different toner that contains more of a concentration of niacinamide. For me to even get the effect that I'm looking for, I needed to reapply this toner constantly throughout the day, 2 to 3 times a day. Because the toner's main job is to balance the skin's pH after cleansing, nowadays a lot of our cleansers are formulated with not so stripping ingredients where it's not going to overstrip your skin and like throw off your pH completely. There are still some out there in the market that don't cater that great to your skin. In my opinion, toners aren't necessary unless it's a treatment. So this is actually more of a treatment toner, which is great. I definitely would say this is for someone who's just starting out. I definitely see this working for someone who has very minimal skin concerns and that just want to get started. But for someone who has a lot more skin concerns, I would not recommend to reach for this one. Let's get into the hyaluronic acid serum. I also ran out of this one. This is $6 for 1 fluid ounce. This is formulated with a whole lot of humectants. Like for this second ingredient, it's formulated with butylene glycol. Don't know if I pronounced that right. The third ingredient is glycerin. It also contains sodium hyaluronic, which are all humectants, which means it pulls moisture from its environment to the surface of your skin. You want to make sure your skin is already pretty damp and pretty hydrated. You're just drying out your skin even more if you're putting it on completely dry skin, because it is pulling moisture from its surrounding. It can actually lead to your skin feeling a lot more dry. A lot of people do say that hyaluronic acid just doesn't really work for their skin. It actually feels a little bit more dry, and I've definitely experienced that myself. I don't really think this product is necessary either. A lot of moisturizers out there, toners, and serums out there, it already has a lot of humectants in it. It's not really necessary to put more humectants because your skin can only absorb so much. If you feel like your moisturizer doesn't give you enough hydration, adding hyaluronic acid can definitely work. I think it's just a lot smarter to really opt out for another moisturizer if that's the case. This is fragrance-free, alcohol-free, and essential oil-free. It also contains very minimal ingredients. Just like most of their skincare products, there's not a whole lot you have to do research on. This is definitely that one purpose product, and the only purpose is to just mix in and cocktail with the rest of your skincare to boost your hydration. But you really have to be careful when you're using hyaluronic acid just to make sure that your skin already has a little bit of hydration in there from like your toner or something. Because it didn't make much of an impact on my skin, I wasn't completely impressed. I just didn't feel like it was necessary to have in my skincare routine. So the next thing that we're going to talk about is their Squalane Oil. This is $8 for 0.44 fluid ounces. It's derived from olives. People who have dry skin don't produce enough oils. Oils are really great for people who have drier skin. I have oily skin, but I still love oils on my skin sometimes. It has great anti-inflammatory properties, and it helps with swelling and redness as well. If I run out of moisturizer, I'll use this as a moisturizer instead because it just keeps my skin from losing a lot of hydration. I love using oils for the winter time. I tend to lose a lot of hydration on my skin. My skin gets so dry during the winter time, and mixing this after my moisturizer helps me retain my moisture. Winter is coming soon, so I'm just glad I have a little bit more of this. It just gives me that like extra nice barrier for really harsh weather, so I prevent something called transepidermal water loss, also known as tool. So the next thing we're going to talk about is the Discoloration Correcting Serum. This is $12 for 1 fluid ounce. This contains 4% niacinamide to help with the texture, complexion, oiliness, pores, all that stuff that I mentioned earlier. It also contains 2% of this ingredient right here. I have an article linked down below. That article basically says that they did a 2-week study on 2% of this ingredient, and it reports that 79% of the people that they tested this on saw a significant change in their skin tone, 78% improved in dark spots, and 77% improved in redness. This is alcohol, essential oil, and fragrance free. So this product is mainly to battle age spots and discoloration, hyperpigmentation, and sun damage as well. So for a little bit over 2 weeks that I've used this, I noticed a mild change in lightening my hyperpigmentation. I'm not really sure if the improvement was my skin just healing itself, because a lot of people tend to forget that your skin is smart and it heals itself, or if it's actually the product that helped heal my skin. It might have been a combination of both, but it was nothing drastic where I was like, oh my gosh, I noticed a huge difference in my skin. It's too soon for me to tell if it's working. I think I need to give it a few more weeks to really see if there's much of a change. I've used a lot of products where it's lightened my skin a lot quicker, and I definitely was like, yes, this really changed my skin over time. It's not tough enough to really battle my skin concerns. I just think I need something a little bit stronger than this. I see this working more for people who have very, very, very mild acne, oiliness, any congestion. All right, so the next thing is their Rosewater Daily Cleansing Gel. This is $12 for 4 fluid ounces. The main ingredient that they're promoting in here is rose water. It's formulated with 1% Rosa Damascena flower water, which is actually an essential oil just diluted in water. It is a fragrance, but the fact that it's a face wash and it's only going to be on your skin for a little bit, it's not really that concerning. It also contains 0.6% citric acid. Citric acid is an alpha hydroxy acid, an AHA. It does say that it's a gentle cleanser to balance and brighten the skin. I think when they say brighten the skin, it's because of the citric acid that's in there, but I don't think that there's enough citric acid to really brighten your skin. If you really want to brighten your skin and you want to see those results, go for something that's a little bit more concentrated in alpha hydroxy acids, not something that's in such a low concentration. I know that it's a daily cleanser, you can use it morning and night, but even with repetitive usage of this, I don't see it really working for me. I've been using this for about a week, a little bit over a week, consistently every morning and night, and I'm not seeing any brightening effects. I just don't think that 0.6% citric acid is really efficient enough to really give you a noticeable brightening effect. There are other cleansers out there that's a little stronger when it comes to AHAs and sometimes even include BHAs. I don't dislike this product. I like using it as a morning cleanser because it is very, very gentle. It doesn't irritate my eyes. This is a very decent second step cleanser at night to remove your makeup, your oils, your SPF. It's non-drying, very comfortable on the skin, not stripping at all. So the next thing that we're going to talk about is the silicone-free priming moisturizer. This is $14 for 1.7 fluid ounces. It has a lot of great moisturizing ingredients like shea butter with its antioxidant properties. It also contains macadamia oil, which contains oleic acid, which is great for people who have aging skin or dry skin because it really keeps the moisture locked in your skin. It's fragrance-free, alcohol-free, and mineral oil-free. The one thing that they're trying to really push is that it contains no silicone. It's a little bit misleading in my opinion because there are like little to no studies really validating that silicone clogs pores or is harmful for the skin or that it is bad for the skin in any way. In fact, silicone is actually a very breathable ingredient. It also really helps the texture of the product overall. This moisturizer is very, very simple. It's straight to the point and it's very, very lightweight. It's not heavy. It's not oily. It's really good in moisturizing. It feels nice on the skin. It's very lightweight, so it's really good for people who have a little bit more of oily skin. When my skin feels a little damaged and I don't want to use a moisturizer that has treatments in it and nothing to disrupt my skin even more than it already is, I would go for a product that's like this, that's a bit on the blander side. Overall, I do prefer my moisturizers to have more benefiting ingredients in there. I just really require so much more for a moisturizer, something with more beneficial ingredients in there. For people who have very oily skin, especially in the summertime, a moisturizer that's this lightweight is so good for the skin. And I really don't like heavy moisturizers during the day in the summertime, especially because my skin is already so oily that I just don't feel like I need to really pack on very thick moisturizers. Alright guys, that concludes the first part of this video. Click the link in the description box to watch the next video, part 2. If you have any questions, comment down below or DM me on Instagram. A lot of people have been DMing me on Instagram. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, if you want to see more skincare videos. If you have any skincare requests that you want me to review, you can also comment that down below. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the post notification bell to be notified every time I post a new video. And I will see you literally in the next video that you're gonna watch. Go watch part 2. Go watch it. All right, bye guys.